Hi friends, welcome to the prediction series for UPSC Prelims 2027 where I discuss important topics which can come in the prelims examination next year. Today I am going to discuss a very important topic which was covered in today's Hindu newspaper. First of all, let me explain you why this topic is important. Guys, if you analyze the recent trend of UPSC Prelims examination, you will come to the conclusion that those topics which have interrelation between two or three subjects, those topic becomes very important, and this topic has relation between environment and science and tech. So let's start. So today we are going to discuss five aspects. You can see first we are going to discuss what is Nipah virus, what are zoonotic diseases, why Kerala is vulnerable to zoonotic diseases, then what are the seasonalities of these zoonotic outbreaks in Kerala, and one health approach which can help to tackle zoonotic diseases. So first of all, what is Nipah virus? Nipah virus is a highly zoonotic viral disease that is transmitted from animals to humans and can also spread from human to human. So this is very important. Generally, whenever they will give you any disease, they'll ask you what kind of transmission happens and what is responsible for the disease. You can see here it's a zoonotic, it's a viral zoonotic disease. Zoonotic diseases are those diseases which are spread from animals to humans. You can see zoonotic diseases are those infections which basically transmitted from animals to humans. This is very important. Okay, so guys, WHO has classified Nipah as priority pathogen. This is very important. This can be used to frame questions. Okay, so what are the examples of zoonotic diseases? Examples of zoonotic diseases, guys, you can see Nipah virus, then we have rabies, then we have avian influenza, then we have Japanese encephalitis, then we have West Nile fever, then we have, you can see, the monkeypox. So there are a lot of zoonotic diseases which are in news, and I have a firm belief that in coming years there will be a question on zoonotic diseases. Okay, so let's proceed. So now they will ask you what is the reservoir of this virus. Okay, so guys, you can see this fruit bat which is very common in the Western Ghats, particularly Kerala. Okay, which is also called Indian flying fox. Indian flying fox. Okay, so this was asked in UPSC prelims examination. You can see in 2024 prelims examination. Therefore guys, this topic becomes more important because question setters have been focusing on the PYQs. Okay, and this has been asked in PYQs, so you can expect a question on that. So research have identified Indian flying fox, which is basically the natural reservoir of Nipah virus in Kerala. Okay, so this is also very important fact which you need to remember. Now the question is why most of the zoonotic outbreaks are happening in Kerala. What is the reason for that? The main reason for that is the Western Ghats. Guys, you know the Western Ghats are densely forested, and because of which the density of animals are more. But Kerala also has high population density, because of which animal and human interaction is happening very often, and because of the population pressure there is fragmentation of the wildlife habitat, and there is deforestation happening, because of which the wild animals which are carrying this Nipah virus, they are getting in contact with humans, and that's the reason why zoonotic outbreaks are common in Kerala. This is very important, guys. So Western Ghats is one reason, biodiversity hotspot is one reason, population density is another reason. Guys, let me ask you a question. Which state in India has the highest population density? Okay, so I want you to name first state, second state, third state, first three states in terms of population density. Let me see how many of you can answer. Okay, so urbanization, fragmentation, agriculture intensification, okay, is leading to close contact of animals and humans, because whenever there is a close contact, okay, there is a possibility that these pathogens will transfer from animals to humans. So this is important, guys. You can see WHO has said that there are other, okay, diseases which are zoonotic diseases which Kerala is prone to. You can see the example. Okay, they have given other examples: cancer, forest disease, then they have given example of West Nile fever, rabies, avian influenza. So please take note of these zoonotic diseases. They may also ask you, they may give you the names of zoonotic diseases, and they can ask you identify how many of them are zoonotic. Okay, so West Nile river, rabies, avian influenza are zoonotic diseases. Okay, now seasonality. Generally the outbreak happens between April and September. Why? Because during this time, guys, there is a time of Okay, there is fruits. There are more fruits on the plants, and these fruit bats are more common during this season. Fruit bats. Okay, so fruit bearing trees, okay, are abundant in this season, and this will attract the bats, and these bats basically carry the virus, because of which they are more common in April and September. This disease outbreak happens generally in April to September. Okay, WHO has classified Nipah as priority pathogen, which I have told you. They may ask you this. You can see here WHO has advised Kerala to remain vigilant against, okay, high threat pathogens, which are these Nipah virus, avian influenza, and Cancer forest disease. Okay, so these are the viruses which are common in Kerala, and the Kerala government has to be vigilant, okay, because these are zoonotic diseases. Okay, also guys, there is one concept which you should know, is that there is an approach called One Health approach, which is basically important to tackle zoonotic diseases. What is One Health approach? One Health approach is approach which basically integrates human health, plant health, and animal health. Okay, so integration of this human health, plant health, and animal health basically is called One Health approach. This is really very important, because this is the approach which can help us to tackle zoonotic diseases. You can see there was one topic, and from that one topic we have so many dimensions. We have environmental dimension, that these zoonotic diseases are basically happening. Why? Because there is a decline in forest, there is, okay, deforestation, there is close contact of animals and humans. And also guys, this Western Ghat region, which is very densely forested, are more prone to these zoonotic outbreaks. And since Kerala has high density of population, Kerala is more prone to zoonotic diseases. You can see UPSC these days are asking reason based question, logical questions, okay, statement wise questions. So statement wise questions can be framed here. So now I'm going to give you one question. Let me see how many of you can answer this question. I would like to see your answer in the comment box. You can see here, consider the following statement. Zoonosis are infectious diseases that can transfer from animals to humans. Rabies, anthrax, influenza, Nipah are examples of zoonotic diseases. All animal diseases are zoonotic diseases. Let me see how many of you can answer the question. Guys, like this, I'm giving you 10 most important questions from the current affairs by analyzing the Hindu newspaper and the PYQs. You see how I linked a question which came in environment in 2024 prelims examination, fruit bat, and how I link to the Nipah virus. Okay, like this guys, I'm analyzing the PYQs and I'm framing 10 questions. Please start solving these questions. This is part of our prelims test series. Guys, you can access these tests in our app. These are optimized IAS app. You can download from your Google Play Store. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.